What's going on, Moon Gang? Welcome back to another Dumb Money Weekend Update. Here's to another football Sunday, and here's to hoping that your fantasy football team is doing way better than mine is. But we can cry about the poor performance of our players later on. In this video, let's talk about what's going on in the overall market, GameStop, AMC, and I really want to dive into one comment from Adam Aron, the AMC CEO. Pretty exciting stuff. So with all that being said, let's hop right into it. Alrighty then, so just for a little bit of foundation for this video, just so you know, AMC closed out the most recent trading week at 44.20 and GME closed out the week a hair below 205. But before we get into these two moon stocks, let's talk about what's going on in the overall market. First up, crypto. Bitcoin is hanging out just below 48,000, showing some strength. I like it, honestly. I think give it a couple weeks, couple months. I mean, Bitcoin acting very, very strong, and we know that a lot of the other major cryptos like to follow what's going on with Bitcoin, but strong, not the strongest we've ever seen, but trading kind of flat just below 48,000. Ethereum kind of doing the same thing at 3,400. Cardano a little bit weak. I'm bummed out that it didn't hold the recent push above 250, right now at 232. But honestly, with all three of these, my crypto plan is not changing. I buy major dips. I'm planning on holding it for 1, 2, 3 decades. And I think way down the line, they'll be extremely higher in magnitude than where they are now. On the other hand, though, we did have Hex just hit a new all-time high just below 52 cents, finally clearing that 50-cent mark, currently hanging out around 48. Very, very happy with how Hex has been performing. Before we get into the S&P 500 from a seasonal standpoint, I just want you to know right here, this can be found on Equity Clock. I will post a link in the description of the video. The second half of September is pretty bearish. So from a seasonal perspective, I am expecting the bears to be flexing their muscles a little bit. And honestly, I would argue that we're seeing that in the chart. On Friday, the S&P 500 broke below a key level of support at 442.5, closed out the day at 441.5. I think there's a chance we're coming down to this region, just sub 440, this region of consolidation, or the next major level of support is 436. I'm in no way calling for doomsday. I'm just saying, hey, from the chart, it looks like the bears are a little bit in control in the shorter time frame, and we know the seasonal pattern is against us. Not a doomsday call. I'm just saying, hey, let's look. My prediction, a little bit more weakness. I'm gonna myself try to make some money off of that, a small time frame of weakness, and then I'm looking for it to catch itself and then kind of push forward, especially because we do see strength from the first third of October, basically all the way till the end of the year. Just so everyone knows from a seasonal pattern. NASDAQ, same thing, maybe not as bearish. I mean, we have support at 372 and additional support at 369. Russell 2000, actually relative to the NASDAQ 100 and S&P 500, the Russell 2000 is actually looking a bit stronger. I like the support at 221, looking for this to fall back up to 224.5, maybe 226, something like that. Specifically, especially if you like AMC, pay attention to what's going on in IWM. That's one of the ETFs that tracks the Russell 2000, just because AMC happens to be the biggest stock within the Russell 2000. And even though it's the biggest, it is still 0.5% of exposure, but just on its weighting mechanism, it is the biggest one. So they don't always have to move hand in hand. I mean, AMC has actually been showing more relative strength than the Russell 2000, but still worthwhile to pay attention to what's going on. Now, before we hop into AMC and GME, let's first take a quick peek at what Adam Aron has been saying. So, two interesting things to note right here. He just tweeted this out. Here is a stunning statistic. This weekend, AMC constituted fully 9 of the top 10 highest grossing movie theaters in the United States Friday and Saturday nights. AMC was 15 of the top 20 as well. Clearly, AMC doing many things right. We are proud of our leadership position. So right there, we've been talking about it more through the numbers, the fundamentals, the metrics of AMC. But right here, we're having it once again being reaffirmed by the CEO, Adam Aron, that they are absorbing more market share and relative to other theaters performing in a dominant fashion. Very, very much like that. But what I find to be more exciting now that we're talking about my crappy fantasy football team, from his account, once again, you are going to like this. AMC got the rights to DirecTV's Sunday Ticket. Starting tomorrow, as in today, September 19th, on Sundays, watch pro football games at AMC. Admission is free when you join AMC Stubs and buy a $10 AMC F&B gift card. So we saw this before when they were getting into the realm of the displaying the UFC fight. I love that they're getting into more of this sports. That's awesome. I mean, we know a ton of people have sent in messages to Adam Aaron and the leadership team of, hey, we think it might be smart to show some of these sporting events on the big screen. And right there, we're seeing this. Love it. For me, as it expands, because it is just 40 theaters, but you got to start somewhere. Would love to see this number grow, and also expand to other sporting, I guess, opportunities. We have UFC, as in fighting. Right here, they're talking about NFL. I mean, let's get all of the major sports in here. I'm talking MLB, hockey, soccer, all of them. I think there is an appetite for it, and I think it's a smart thing to capitalize on. Very, very exciting. AMC, in terms of the short interest numbers, on Friday, there was a borrow of 3.13 million shares with a net of 900,000. The short interest was 18.62%. Utilization coming in at 88%, and shares on loan, taking this to an account, probably around 105 million. And just so you know, the average age of the shares on loan, which was a process you have to do to remember to take a legal, legitimate short position against AMC, they've been in this thing for 68 days almost. And with the cost of, like, they're paying that fee. Now, the cost of borrow is around 1.66%. But remember, that's an annual fee. So you'd split that up by the amount of trading days. But regardless, it doesn't matter. If you're long on AMC, it costs you nothing. You bought the shares and you sit. If you're short on AMC, well, you're paying for that. But on top of it, you pay the borrow fee. So those fees add up, and up. If you are long on AMC, time is your friend. If you're short, time is your enemy. In terms of the chart, so I like the recent fundamental development and also dominance, really just AMC flexing its muscles. But from the charting perspective, we looked very, very strong from August 12th all the way up until September 13th. From the 13th till now, the 17th, not looking the best. It truly isn't. Like, I'm not here to make everyone feel better. I'm here to explain what I see going on and the truth of the situation. They knocked it down from 53 all the way to 44. And on a bright side, we obviously have support. There's support just below 44. We have support at 42 and some change. And there is a good chance of AMC catching it there. I don't know if it will or won't. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm none of that. But I am calling it out. We have major support. And I want to see it catch it there. Obviously, like, my own finances are involved in AMC. I want it to catch itself and bounce and turn around, pull a huge U-turn and rip to a new all-time high. But from a technical perspective, in the very short term, we are seeing some weakness. And if it continues, in my own estimation, I think it represents a great dip buying opportunity. And I think what we're seeing here isn't truly representative of AMC. I mean, we're seeing weakness in the S&P 500. We're seeing weakness in the NASDAQ 100, and not as much, but we're still seeing some weakness in the Russell 2000. So it does make sense that other individual stocks are selling off, and it just so happens that AMC is being one of them. Now, to me, this isn't that bad, because I recognize coming down, how much is this? We dropped 14.5% after how much of a rally? I mean, we rallied 67%. So to me, that's like acceptable. Obviously, I wish it didn't have to come back at all, but I think it could be described as more of a healthy correction of sorts. But the one thing I don't like, and I'll be actively watching this upcoming week, is on the daily chart. We just had the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD, cross over into bearish territory. We went from all these green bars to the red bar. So I'm actively watching this, especially when we get to these levels of support. I want to see a bounce or recovery, but I specifically am looking for the MACD to cross back over. So my eyes this upcoming week, at least in the first half of the week, is definitely just below 44 and also at 42 and some change. To me, I love shopping at discounts, so that's what I'll personally be watching as the trading week commences. Now to talk about GME. In terms of the shorts, on Friday, they borrowed 133,000 shares for a net 44,000, so not much of a change. Short interest of 12.45%, utilization of 34%, and shares on loan, taking this into account, still around that 6.75 million, roughly in that range. Now, for GME, these two, AMC and GME, for quite a while, you're going to see times that they're almost moving in lockstep and other times they aren't. Recently, they haven't been. So back on the 24th, we shot up, lower highs, higher lows, bullish pennant, fake out, breakout, got hit pretty bad into its earnings, but then all the GME GameStop supporters showed up and they bought it off of 177, 180 and pushed it up. They recaptured 200. No matter what the bears are doing, they cannot get GME below 200. It's actually very, very impressive to watch. So we have that major level of support currently trading at 205. And what I'm looking for is for this to hold and basically a breakout and a hold above 215. We've seen multiple times these wicks. I mean, we saw one on the 16th. We saw one on the August 30th. August 26th, these wicks where it pushes above 215, but it can't really hold. So that's what I'm looking for the bulls, the apes to show up, get above 215, hold, and then from there, 225. Obviously, 200's incredibly important support, and we also have additional support between 188 and 190. So I like what I'm seeing there. Right now, it's neither of these stocks, neither AMC or GME being that volatile, neither of them having an incredible amount of volume, but we're looking for that change. That's obviously a natural ebb and flow cycle of the market. High volatility, high volume to low volatility, low volume. We're just in the latter for now. So we're looking for that trend to change and we're looking for more of these larger range bars like we've previously seen. So look for the volume volatility to return. Obviously, we're hoping that that kind of returns to the upside. And even in GME, same thing. Look for that MACD to cross back over to the green sign, which is the same thing we're looking to see occur in AMC. But overall, in this one, I just wanted to give a quick touch on what's going on with crypto. I wanted you to let you know that the overall market, we are in a seasonality period of a little bit of bearishness. Now, that in no way means that AMC and GME have to follow, but we are running into the proverbial headwinds of sorts. I think that's the best way to think about it. And in AMC and GME, it's holding. I love it above 200. Let's look for that close above 215. AMC, we want to pull a U-turn as quickly as we possibly can. And I'm personally really eyeing out that discount shopping opportunity around 42.5. But with all that being said, I would love to get your thoughts on both of these stocks in a comment below. Or if you want to talk about the overall markets, crypto, I'm more than happy to engage with that. And until I catch you next time, from me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.